Hello, today we are on Halo Waypoint, which I don't go on often on camera. I'll do it off camera to get news, but today we're just going to do a casual scroll through the latest blog post. I know not many people like reading these, and you prefer to digest them through video format. Well, this is kind of a mix of the two. I'm just going to read through it for you and point out some key things in here. The first thing is that they added water to Forge for Season 4. So you'll see here they've got a picture on Chasm with water underneath, and what they've actually done is underneath this they've got like a comparison, so you can flick between these two images. In fact, zoom in and you can see how it looks with and without the water. What I really like is it's not just like a water texture, it's an actual like object that I assume has mesh involved, where like there's going to be waves and stuff, and it interacts with the objects around it if they collide with each other. You can see there's some shadows, some ripples, and it actually looks like the map is kind of being submerged in the water, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of like lighting changes that go on and stuff as well because of this. You can see this doorway over here changes. So, pretty cool stuff. Next, we have some new Foreigner palette stuff. Just extra, extra additions to existing decals and stuff like that. Nothing too exciting. Blocker object, player blocker. Currently, they have player blockers, projectile blocker, blah 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 blah. Just a new list of blockers that will block players, vehicles, projectiles from doing things. So invisible walls and areas that stop people from shooting, driving, whatever. The cool thing is this: the minigame mode. And this is going to allow people who make Forge maps and custom game modes to essentially recreate all the stuff that we are missing in Halo Infinite. Most obvious is Grifball and variants of that. So what we're going to be given is a hill that you can add a trait to or traits to, and then the oddball skull and the like ball from Ricochet and Grifball and stuff like that. So those two modes, Grifball and Ricochet, are going to be very, very easy to implement in the game, which is cool because I do think that Halo Infinite needs more fun. A lot of games have this problem today, and it's something that I preach when we do game development over at my game, is the reason people stuck around for hours and hours and hours every single day with the old Halo games is just to have fun in custom games. Yes, lots of people played matchmaking and stuff as well, but a large amount of that was just casual people who were playing things like Invasion in Halo Reach, or the Super Fiesta stuff, all the social modes with vehicles, and then most importantly, the minigames slash action sack style modes. Most commonly, Grifball, and then in Halo 4 they introduced Ricochet, which is actually one of my favourite modes. I can't wait to play Ricochet in Infinite. I think it's like a mode that's just forgotten about, but so much potential there. It reminds me a ton of Call of Duty's Uplink, which was really fun as well. Any mode that has like a sports-like feel to it in an FPS game just works. Uplink and Ricochet are basically just basketball in an FPS game, and it just works. It's so good. And they kind of allude to this as well here. Want to score points by hurling a ball through an area monitor in Last Spartan Standing? We've got you covered. Now, the Last Spartan Standing thing could be cool for like a free-for-all Ricochet, maybe. I can imagine someone doing something like you have multiple like drop zones on the map or something. You got to grab the ball and throw it into one of these zones. That could be a pretty cool mode. But more commonly and more obvious is just remake Ricochet. Team mode. Each team has a circle at their base. If you hold it and run into the circle, you'll score 50 points. Throwing it gets you 20. That was how old Ricochet worked. I'm sure somebody can remake that in like a day. And then hopefully stuff like that gets added to matchmaking. Giving the community the ability to make all these modes and now maps Hopefully that means that 343 can focus on the quality of life improvements and the bug fixes and the servers and stuff, while the community kind of makes the content, which I think is the plan, and that's a pretty good idea. They also, other things in here, such as want to capture a healing CTF, which is a weird one. Get a vampire traits when someone hits you with the oddball. I mean, when you hit someone with the oddball, there you go. So yeah, really cool stuff. To complement this as well, scripting via the node graph will receive quality of life nodes to make scripting a little easier. Not less easy. Many of these nodes were requested by members of the Forge community and are happy to include them, and it's just going to list them here. So get objects by label will make object lists without using object references. Get is game mode, run logic only in certain game modes, blah, 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 blah. Cool. All of these additions combined mean that when Season 4 launches, Forge will build an entirely new modes that combine multiple mode objectives and into a single cohesive and entirely unique experience. There we go. And you've got a picture here of some very popular existing custom game modes. I think I've played 3 of these on here. I can kind of recognize some. This one with the guy in the sandbags is called Diglett. Super fun. I played it like, I don't know, 6 to 12 months ago. With Ubernick and a couple of people from his Discord server. It was so much fun. And this one is like where you got mini mongooses, and you're driving around in like a skate park, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure what the one here is. Maybe Jenga. Maybe this is alluding to Jenga. So yeah, there's some budget improvements. So people wanted to have aspects of a map's budget communicated effectively. Obviously, they want to make sure that people can take advantage of each system's budget and understand it more clearly. So it looks like you're just going to get more budget for various things in Forge. The budgets will be broken down into categories, so you get a budget for each like category, basically. Global simulation, overall cost of entities networked by the game, including dynamic objects. Global simulation, usually networking, blah, 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 blah. Yes, okay. Nothing too exciting, but yes. Object limits, node graph stuff, scripting budgets, runtime budgets, just lots and lots of Forge stuff in here. VFX, this is cool. VFX improvements. So we've got a little image here that I can do the same thing with again. You've got like a piece of fire, you'll see, under this structure here. And then if you increase its scale, you can see the FX scale is set to 1, increase it to 10, and this happens, which is pretty cool. And then increasing it to 300 does this. So that's really cool. And you see that obviously all that particle effect has an effect on the environment around it too, and the lighting, which is pretty cool. Then there's some quality of life updates, and that's pretty much it. Along with some bug fixes and yeah, cool Forge stuff. So there you go. That's basically the rundown. To save you the full read, it's basically everything covered in like 8 minutes. Yeah, really excited to play Ricochet and Grifball, as I'm sure I've said. I'm sure people will make those again. So should be really fun. I'm looking forward to see what people make. My, number one hope is that just every couple of weeks, 343 picks one of the most popular game modes from the community, does a couple internal tests with it to make sure that it fully works, and then slots it into matchmaking. Because if we can do that, and we can get like a new mode and a new Forge map every few weeks, that's going to keep people coming back. That community playlist that had the new maps, make another one of those for new modes, like an action sack or something, or a party games playlist for matchmaking. So much more content will be in the game. Season 4 will have a new arena map, a new big team map, the Plaza remake, so that's 3 maps. Infection, I'm not sure what other modes, but I'm going to assume there's a couple more modes coming. So it's very possible that we get 3 new maps, 3 new modes, a new set of 4 community forge maps for the community playlist. Obviously, the cosmetics and the battle pass, the progression system, the forge improvements. It's looking like this could be the most amount of additional content we're given in a season, which is good. And I hope that every season just keeps on adding more and more and more. So, yeah, something positive. Let's just hope it all works. So, yeah. Okay. Let me know what you think in the comments. And let me know, do you prefer Grifball or Ricochet? I want to know what the divide is between those two. And I'll see you in the next video. See you.